to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to go ahead and take roll call. Councilperson Bradley.
Here, Your Honor.
Councilperson Kemper.
Here, Your Honor.
Councilperson Ginever.
Here.
Councilperson Friedmeier.
Here, Your Honor.
Councilperson Fisher.
Here.
Councilwoman Schomburg.
Here.
Councilperson Winkleman. Absent. And Councilperson Massa. Thank you. We need to amend the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to amend the agenda to remove ordinance 1926-2023.
So moved. Second.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda, or I'm sorry. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Then I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda for September 25th, 2023.
So moved. Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, has the agenda been posted, dated, and signed? All right. Good evening. I now call this public hearing to order at 6 p.m. on the 25th day of September 2023. This is a public hearing before the City Council of the City of Crystal City, Missouri regarding the Airport Road Redevelopment Area Development Plan submitted to the City. My name is Mike Osher, and I'm the Mayor of Crystal City. Joining me is the elected City Council for the City of Crystal City. On behalf of myself and the Council, welcome. I look forward to a productive, educational, and civil discussion during the public hearing on the Airport Road Redevelopment Area Development Plan. Public hearings are a fundamental part of our democratic process. They provide a platform for our community members to express thoughts, concerns, and ideas on matters that affect us all. Your participation today is essential, and your input is valued. As a reminder, we are holding a public hearing. It is the role of the Council to listen. We will not be responding to questions of any kind. Before we begin, I would like to outline the City's guidelines for this hearing. Respect and civility. We encourage open and respectful dialogue. Despite the content of any given comment, please treat all speakers and attendees with courtesy. Time limits. To ensure that everyone has an opportunity to speak, we will be adhering to time limits of 5 minutes per speaker and 1 speaker per organization. We will be running a timekeeping device to make sure this is easy for all of us. We're going to stay focused on the issue. A public hearing has a single focus. I ask that you keep your comments focused on that topic at hand. If you have unrelated concerns or questions, there will be other opportunities to address them outside of this public hearing. I encourage everyone to listen actively to the perspectives of others. We may not always agree, but we need to listen. We can gain a better understanding of our community's viewpoints that way. Your input is vital in helping us make informed decisions. As we move forward, please note this hearing is just one step in a multi-step process. We are here to gather your input to help us in that process. Our hearing will start with our City Attorney, Brandon Meunier. He will provide insight on what we can expect from this public hearing, how it addresses the State of Missouri legal requirements, and the purpose of this hearing. We will then hear a presentation from the applicant, James Hardy Building Products Incorporated. After any questions posed by the Council, we will open the floor for public comment. Once the last comment is received, we will adjourn the hearing. At that point, we will open our regularly scheduled City Council meeting. Mr. Meunier, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Probably turn around here because I'll be addressing the audience more than anything. Good evening. Thank you for all attending the public hearing on the Airport Road Redevelopment Area Development Plan at City Hall in Crystal City, Missouri. Like Mayor Osher said, my name is Brandon Meunier. I'm the City Attorney for the City of Crystal City, Missouri. My role this evening is to provide an overview of what this public hearing process will look like and what to expect tonight. I will also be here to guide the City in this hearing process to ensure compliance with the legal procedures with respect to this hearing. Regardless of your position on any of the proposed blighted tax designation and tax abatement, your presence here tonight speaks loudly of your interest in our city. To reiterate the Mayor's comments, the City requires your attendance and comments to be civil and respectful. The City is conducting this public hearing pursuant to Missouri Revised Statutes Chapter 353 to consider the Airport Road Redevelopment Area Development Plan submitted by the applicant. The purpose of this hearing is to gather input from the applicant, taxing districts, and general public. The proposed plan provides for the redevelopment of an approximately 135.12 acre area parcel comprising of 4 Jefferson County tax parcels and proposes a real estate property tax abatement for those parcels only. Sorry, that's a little awkward. I went sideways there the whole time. Pursuant to Chapter 353, the city is the entity to ultimately make this decision and render a determination on the blight finding and the tax abatement. The public hearing was noticed pursuant to Section 2 of Ordinance Number 1888-2022 of the city's Code of Ordinances. The city issued certified letters to the taxing entities containing the notice of public hearing regarding the Airport Road Redevelopment Area Development Plan, not my title, and the tax impact statement on September 8th, 2023. The city further published notice of the public hearing in the Jefferson County Leader starting on August 28th, 2023. The affidavit of publication and the certified mailings are with the city clerk. Outside of the statutory and city code requirements, the city conducted an open house for the taxing entities on September 14th, 2023. So the Chapter 353 tax abatement process is an incentive allowed by Missouri law to encourage the redevelopment of blighted areas through the abatement of real property taxes. A blighted area, by definition, is one which, by reason of the predominance of insanitary or unsafe conditions, deterioration of site improvements, or the existence of conditions which endanger life or property by fire or other causes, or any combination of such factors, retards the provision of housing accommodations, or constitutes an economic or social liability or menace to the public health, safety, or welfare in its present condition or use. Legislative authority authorizes the city to find blight so that the clearance, replanning, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of the blighted area is undertaken to effectuate the purposes of Chapter 353. So as the mayor already mentioned some of the process, I do want to reiterate that process here right now. So to begin the public hearing, we will hear from the applicant and their representatives to address the council on their development plan. Once the applicant has finished their presentation, the council will call upon representative of the taxing entities to have an opportunity to speak. After the taxing entities have had an opportunity to address the council, the public will then have an opportunity to speak. Any person desiring to speak, we ask that you sign in. If you have not done so already, you should have been asked to sign in when you came in, but if you have not done so, we can walk around a sign-in sheet for you to sign in to speak tonight. We ask that when your name is called, that you stand, identify yourself by name and address, the entity or organization you are representing, the topic you are addressing, and then share your comments with us. Keep in mind, all topics have to be related to the Chapter 353 proceeding here tonight. If we call your name and you do not wish to speak, you do not have to. Just let us know and we can move on to the next person. If you represent an entity or organization, we ask that you limit your comments to only one member or representative per entity or organization. We have many people here this evening. We want to ensure that we get to each and every one of the public comments and entities that have an opportunity to speak. So we are going to limit comments tonight to 5 minutes. Again, that's to ensure that we have the opportunity to hear from everyone that's desiring to speak. This will be timed by Kelly Ferrara-Bain, our city consultant. So if you're looking for a time check, she'll be right here and she can give you a time on where you're at here tonight. All comments by the recognized speaker will be treated as a presentation of information. The council is to receive information and hear concerns. It is not expected that the council will address specific questions. Those of you in the audience are asked to not direct comments to a speaker or to each other while another is speaking. All comments must relate to the Chapter 353 proceedings. Otherwise, you may be asked to refrain from making any comments on any issues that are outside the hearing with us this evening. At the end of the public comment, the applicant will have an opportunity to present any additional information to the council in response to the public comments. We ask that you remember this is a public hearing as required by law. We must and we will respect our fellow citizens and their comments. All of your opinions are important to the city, and only by following these rules will we accomplish the purpose of this hearing here tonight. So with that being said, we'll turn the hearing over to our applicant, led by Mackenzie Ledet on behalf of James Hardy. Mackenzie?
Good evening, Mackenzie Leday, appearing on behalf of James Hardie Building Products, Inc. Mayor, council members, thank you for the opportunity to speak before you tonight on the Chapter 353 Real Property Tax Abatement application on behalf of James Hardie. We have appeared before you on a few occasions, and we remain grateful for your support throughout this entire process. About a year ago, James Hardie, I stood on the steps of this building and announced that Crystal City, Missouri was the winner in a competition amongst a number of locations to build our 12th North America facility. We believed then, and we still believe now, that Crystal City has a strong workforce and infrastructure and is poised for economic growth at a level that you often only see once in a lifetime. We have embraced this community over the past year, and we are excited for a future here. We have committed since day one to bring significant economic prosperity to this region in the form of 238 direct jobs, a competitive hourly rate, a 1 million square foot facility, and a made-in-America product that is durable, resilient, and beautiful. We hope that the community will continue to support our vision and our future here. We strive to be the best community partner that we can be in every single community in which we operate, and I think you'll find that our communities where we operate are proud of James Hardie. My goal before you today is first to walk you through the property tax abatement offered by the city called the Chapter 353 abatement. Second, clarify some information about this property tax abatement that has circulated over the past couple of weeks. And third, hopefully, clearly explain the revenue impact as highlighted on the tax impact statement that was circulated to all taxing districts. From there, on behalf of James Hardie, our legal counsel from Missouri, Mr. John Jokas from Husch Blackwell, will briefly walk through the legal structure and the legal requirements of the Chapter 353 abatement. And as always, we look forward to taking any questions you may have. Okay, as I mentioned, we have committed to creating 238 direct jobs. That does not count the construction jobs. That does not count any expansion that could occur after we build this phase one of our facility. The average hourly wage that we committed to is $34.83. So you can see significant economic prosperity in this region. To the Chapter 353 property tax abatement. The abatement originates from the Missouri state statute that has been in place since 1945, and it allows municipalities to approve real property tax abatement for up to 25 years to encourage development. The real is in italics because there are other abatements that allow for personal property tax abatement. Under this structure, only real property tax abatement is allowed, and we'll talk about that in a second. It is an incentive available to all cities in Missouri. It has been used thousands of times since its inception in 1945. And basically what it allows is the developer, in this instance, James Hardie, to enter into a redevelopment agreement with the city to provide negotiated payments in lieu of taxes, what you call pilots, during the abatement term. This is a brief overview of the process, and John Jokas from Husch Blackwell will talk about kind of the legal structure of that process. You can see where we are now. We're at the public hearing phase. After this phase, there will be approval or up for consideration for approval by the city of the redevelopment plan and the blight finding, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then the city would enter into an agreement with James Hardie on how James Hardie would redevelop that area. From there, James Hardie would build the facility, and the abatement does not go into effect until after we build our facility, after we commence operations. So the same tax structure and assessment that is in place now will be in place until we occupy our building and commence operations. And from there, the real property tax abatement offered by the city and this package of incentives is for 20 years. It's not for 25, it's for 20 years, and it will begin once we commence operations. A requirement of Chapter 353, as I understand it, is that the area has to be deemed blighted. And we do have someone who is in attendance tonight, Andy Stockoff from PGAV, who conducted the blight study. And if you have any questions about the blight study, he is the person to ask of those questions. I'm certainly not an expert in that area. But that blight study deemed the property that we acquired as blighted as defined under Chapter 353. There's a specific statutory definition of blighted under Chapter 353, and that blight plan follows that statute. Important to the process is the fact that the area deemed blighted is only these 4 parcels. And these are the 4 parcels that we acquired earlier this year. No area outside of those parcels that we own or will own are to be deemed blighted. It is only the property that we own or are under a purchase agreement for. Okay, I thought maybe it'd be helpful to kind of go through what Chapter 353 offers and what it doesn't offer. I mentioned already that the abatement is for real property taxes only, and those are improvements to the land. Chapter 353 does not offer an abatement on personal property taxes. There's a different program called Chapter 100, and you'll see in the true column, the last bullet point, that many companies utilize Chapter 100 tax abatement because it offers real and personal property tax abatement. For reasons subject to James Hardy, we declined to participate in the Chapter 100 abatement. So that results in all of the taxing districts receiving all personal property taxes. None of the personal property taxes, and that's the equipment, everything kind of inside that building. And naturally, when we manufacture fiber cement building products, you can only imagine the equipment it takes to do that, to fill a 1 million square foot facility. So I wanted to highlight the fact that for personal reasons to the business, we are not partaking in Chapter 100. Instead, we decided to go to Chapter 353, which means more tax revenue on the personal property side, but it does mean that the real property taxes will be abated. The offer from the city under this program is that the real property taxes would be abated 100% in year 1 as we kind of start that ramping up after we construct the facility, 80% in year 2, and then 50% in years 3 through 20. And again, it ends after year 20 and then reverts back to the original tax structure. This incentive was one of a package offered by not only the city, the county, but also the state, and with federal government support as well. In that state package that was offered to James Hardy, there was a requirement that the city and the county participate in that, to not match what the state offered, but participate in some meaningful way. And this is the way that we have seen cities throughout the nation and other locations where we have facilities participate, is in the property tax abatement, and this is pretty common. On the fall side, I've already talked about that there is no abatement on the personal property. It's only abatement for 20 years, not more than 20 years, and it's not, from where we sit, it's not an incentive that's unique to James Hardy, and it's not an incentive that is unique to Missouri. Tax increment financing, TIF districts, and property tax abatements can be common. Okay, just briefly, this is Table 4A out of the tax impact statement that was circulated to all the taxing districts, and shows kind of what the taxes generated now, if you assume they are assessed at the rate they're assessed today, would look like over that 20-year period. Now, the assessments can change, but using that assumption, you will see what those numbers look like from year to year if James Hardy does not build our facility. If James Hardy builds the facility, these are the numbers in the tax revenue that each taxing district will receive, even with the 50% abatement from years 3 through 20. After year 20, those numbers obviously would go up from there, that extra 50%. But these are the increases in the tax revenue, even with the abatement, if we build our facility. And with that, I will turn it over to John Jokas from Hush Blackwell, and we look forward to taking any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, excuse me. Thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you, members of the council, members of the public. I'll be brief. Mr. Mounier did an excellent job giving you an overview of what our purpose tonight here is, and Ms. Ledet did a wonderful job of previewing for you and describing the project. Just to touch briefly on the outcome and objective of tonight is to conduct a public hearing, and then for the council pursuant to that hearing to consider 3 actions: the designation of the area as a blighted area, the approval of the redevelopment plan that's before you for that area, and authorizing an agreement related to the redevelopment of that area to be carried out by James Hardy. Chapter 353 is a unique animal. It's a Missouri statute that, as Ms. Ledet acknowledged, has been around for decades, and it's been used countless times throughout the state, widely used across communities. How does it work? Well, the 353 corporation is, again, a unique, specific type of corporation under Missouri law. So you'll hear references tonight or in the press or in the documents to this 353 corporation. That's, again, a unique construction that's not the same as a general business corporation under Missouri law, such as found in Section 350, Chapter 351, or a nonprofit corporation found in 355. A Chapter 353 corporation can only operate to the extent permitted by a municipal ordinance. And that municipal ordinance has to be pursuant to a redevelopment plan, which is why we're here this evening. In order to even prepare that plan, the city must consider and find the property to be blighted. We have these documents before you. Hopefully you've had time to review them and assess them. Once you've formed the approved the redevelopment plan and the Chapter 353 corporation has been formed, then it's the mechanism for providing tax abatement for the project under 353-110. The 353, Chapter 353 corporation acquires title of the property when it's done, once the project is complete, and then reconveys it to the ultimate owner, which in this case would be James Hardy. Once that transfer is effectuated, pursuant to the terms of the plan and the agreement, the tax abatement commences. It's a unique statutory construction, I'll admit. I didn't write the law, but it's been used, as I said, countless times throughout the state of Missouri. So, again, on behalf of James Hardy, we'd ask for your consideration tonight and your approval of the designation of the area as blighted, the approval of the redevelopment plan for this property, and the authorization of a redevelopment agreement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right. Well, with that, thank you to the team from James Hardy. We appreciate your thorough review. I will now call on each political subdivision and representatives by name to speak. If you wish to speak, you will be given 5 minutes. Only one representative per entity may be allowed to speak for the allotted time. After the political subdivisions speak, I will call on those individuals who have requested an opportunity to speak before council. Again, 5 minutes are available, and only one representative per entity and group will be allowed to speak for the allotted time. Beginning with the political subdivisions, I will call to speak Jefferson R7, Mr. David Howe, Superintendent. You have the floor, sir.
Mike, I want to thank you for the kind words earlier. I don't know how many former tennis coaches are in the room, but from one former tennis coach to another, thank you.
Absolutely.
I also want to thank Mr. Eisenbeis this morning, really since Friday night. Did I do something?
No, she's the timer.
Gotcha. Oh, I won't use 5 minutes. I know our phones are burning up. I can only imagine how hard he was working this weekend to kind of work with us and everything, and we certainly appreciate the ability to look at plans this morning, and thank James Hardy Industries for allowing Jason to share some of the plans with us. It was really neat to see the scope of this project and the dynamic impact it will have on our entire community. So we thank both entities for doing that, and also the county for stepping in this morning and allowing us to kind of shoulder some of that burden of the road planning out in our district when we do those meetings. That'll be great for our community because that's where a lot of the burden will take place, and for the safety of our kids and safety of the whole community, and also making an efficient pattern for James Hardy to function. The real reason I'm here tonight, though, is that I hope that this is a catalyst for our two great communities to work together moving forward. I know as a building principal, this is my 13th year at Jefferson. I'm not a Jefferson County kid. I'm from southeast Missouri, way down the Boot Heel. And it's always great, I know, working with your former principal, to have your kids over for ACT prep, your teachers over for ACT prep. And in our darkest hour a couple of years ago, the first people I saw when I walked in were your two counselors to help us in our darkest day. I really hope that we can build this together and continue to work together, because what I saw this morning was an absolute monster of a project coming in. I was really fortunate to be able to see that. I think we're going to need each other to get that done, and the entire county. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, before we move on to any other public comment, we wanted to give the council an opportunity to ask any questions of the developer after their presentation. If there aren't any, we'll just back on to
Oh.
public comments.
I'm sorry, council. You have any questions for James Hardy, council? Sorry, Brandon. I apologize. All right, City of Crystal City, that's myself. We're skipping. I don't have any questions. Jefferson College, Dr. McCaffrey, is she here? Did she write a letter?
We do have a letter from the president. You came over.
You're thinking of something to do, weren't you? Ms. Vanover, you should take the floor with the letter.
All right, she's going to be reading a letter from Jefferson College.
I have a letter from Jefferson College. It is from Dina McCaffrey. Dear Jason, for 60 years Jefferson College has been serving the community and has been a proud partner with cities throughout Jefferson County during that time. As president of the college and executive board member for the Jefferson County Economic Development Corporation, I am proud to have been part of the consortium who have worked with James Hardy Building Products throughout their decision-making process. Being able to secure their intent to develop in Crystal City is a huge accomplishment. At Jefferson College, we understand the opportunity that bringing an employer of this size will have on the economic growth throughout the region. Not only will James Hardy be investing millions of dollars in the development of their site, but we also expect further growth because of their presence. Additionally, the college has been working with James Hardy in developing educational programs and workforce training opportunities to support their work-based needs. Jefferson College understands the need of giving tax relief as an incentive for new developments, and we support this for James Hardy. Without the tax incentives, it would be hard, if not impossible, for a region to secure new developments that bring several hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars of infrastructure investments. Thank you, City of Crystal City, for your commitment to growth and development for our region. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you need any further support for the James Hardy project. Sincerely, Dina McCaffrey.
Appreciate that. Moving on to Festus Special Road District. Is anyone here to speak on behalf? All right. Moving on to Joachim Platten Ambulance District. Tracy Hell, Chief. All right. Well, thank you for being here. Jefferson County Health Center, Mr. Pigg, Chairman. Moving on. Jefferson County Community Mental Health Board, Mary Dunnigan. Moving on. Developmental Disabilities Advocates, Josh Bauman. Moving on. State of Missouri, Wayne Walliford, Director of Revenue. Moving on. Jefferson County, Mr. Gannon. You have the floor, sir.
Mayor Osher, City Council, thank you for having this public hearing tonight. I will tell you that it is indeed a joy to be here and represent the county to speak on behalf. I will say that it's a task that we've been anxiously waiting for, and I know there's a lot of milestones ahead, and I put my faith and trust in the folks from James Hardy who are sitting here behind me ever since we had the first discussions, and I appreciate everything that they've done for us. I appreciate and I thank our county council particularly because they actually made a bold statement about a year ago, investing about $6 million of ARPA funds to this project. So you know we're committed. And I'm thankful that you all have been committed to this process and want to make sure it happens in the proper way. And Mayor, I appreciate it. Can't say enough. You know, if you look at everything from the governor's office to the state legislature to the county council to your council, it seems like at all levels of our government, everybody's engaged to make sure this happens. So I appreciate everything you all are doing, and we'll keep moving things forward. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir. All right. We have a request to speak received from Mr. Davis, LLC. Edmundson Davis, LLC, Mr. Brad Goss. May approach.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, my name is Brad Goss. I'm with the law firm of Amundsen Davis, and we're here tonight to address the council on behalf of Crown Plastics. Crown Plastics is a neighbor of James Hardy. We abut their property, and we're very excited about this project. We want to be a good neighbor. We're concerned because Airport Road, we're at 918 Airport Road, that's the sole means of access to the Crown Plastics plant, which has been in the community for over 30 years. It operates 3 shifts, employs 33 people, and we distribute products nationwide as well as internationally. So as this project moves forward, in order to ensure our access, we want to work closely with the city and with James Hardy, and we were encouraged to hear that they want to be a good community partner because we look forward to working with them, and happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I'll now open up for public comments for this public hearing. As a reminder, please use the ground rules provided at the opening. Respect and civility to all present in the city council chambers. Time limit will be 5 minutes. They'll apply to all speakers. Please focus on the issues at hand for this public hearing. Listen actively with attention to points of view both similar and different from your own. And constructive input will be welcomed by this council. If you wish to do so and have not yet to, please sign up to speak. You would see Kelly right there. I've had 2 additional since we've started, so I will, using the sign-in sheets, I'll start calling the names for the first speaker. I'm going to do the best I can on this with names, and if I get it wrong, I apologize in advance. We will start with Miss Linda Shilley. You have the floor.
Linda Shilley, and I live here in Crystal City. I'm the president of the Board of Education. I'm here on behalf of the rest of the board here and our superintendent to show support to the mayor, the council, and to James Hardy. We really appreciate all that you have done. We appreciate what you all are doing for us, and that we just want to say that thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Okay. Moving on. Jim McNichols.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Jim McNichols. I'm the executive director of the Jefferson County Port Authority. We are the quasi-government entity responsible for economic development as it relates to ports. And I'm here on behalf of Chairman Good, Mr. Seek, and the rest of our board to express our strong support and encouragement for this. As part of the dynamic process of this, I was asked to make sure I brought up the fact that this project will be the first project that the Port Authority will be doing an AIM zone associated with the incentive package related to this project. And that is a new program that we, up till now, has not been done in the state of Missouri. So this will be the first functional AIM zone project. And just an idea, AIM zone is Advanced Industrial Manufacturing Zone. So it's an economic incentive tool that the state of Missouri has authorized to allow us to use a portion of the withholding tax for every new job created to invest in infrastructure. So we will be able to be a partner with these guys in terms of doing some work, in terms of putting money back into the community, into the roads, into the sewer, into the water, and everything else. So we just wanted to express our strong support for this and be happy to answer any questions anybody has. So.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sirdike? You have the floor, sir.
I don't know if I need this, I'd like to speak loud. I'm Gary Sirdike. I'm
Yes, sir.
50-plus year resident of Jefferson County. Started a business in 1972 on Bailey Road in Crystal City, and enjoyed it except for the Mississippi River's visit. 1985, moved it to 1305 Highway 61 in Crystal City, where it exists to this day. Also operate, through my son, Harley-Davidson dealership south of town, and currently the operator of Crystal City Highlands Golf Course. I speak strongly in favor of this tax abatement. I believe I think in the future, this will look back as significant to this community as PPG coming to town, potentially. And again, I cannot overstate, I think the benefits to it, both financially and completely, dwarf any negative side of it. And I appreciate the opportunity to come before you folks and tell you my 2 cents worth. Thank you.
Mr. Scott Seat, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I'm Scott Seek. I live at 6 Hot Crossing Festus in the Jefferson R7 School District. I am supposed to be somewhere else right now. I'm supposed to be at a county council meeting. And Chairman Grodicke, Vice Chair Tulloch, and I thought that it was probably important to come to this meeting tonight. So as your county councilman for District 5 of Jefferson County, I'd like to convey my strong support for the James Hardy project and the proposal for the agenda items presented for this meeting. This initiative represents vital growth and opportunity for Jefferson County. The potential economic benefit and employment opportunities it brings are invaluable. I appreciate the collaborative efforts made by all involved parties, and especially between Crystal City Administration and Jefferson R7 School District. While understanding there are concerns, I firmly believe that the long-term advantages of this project far outweigh any immediate concessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Joshua McAllister?
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for giving me a few minutes. I'm not a public speaker. I'm going to be really nervous. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm 42. I grew up at 851 VFW Drive. So the property we're talking about was literally across the road.
Yes, sir.
This hits home to me hard. I graduated from R7 in 8th grade because we didn't have a high school. So my daughter Ella, I'm going to embarrass her now. She is one of the students that goes to R7, so that's where I come in as a concerned parent. I realize everything that happened, it's a misunderstanding. It's all good. I'm talking on nobody's behalf but myself, but yeah, this is positive. Let's keep it going.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Nice to meet Mr. Sirdike. And what you represented the Port Authority, and you were the county? County.
I'm the county councilman,
okay.
And then,
Yes, nice to meet you too, sir. I've heard your name a lot. Well familiar with you.
It's been a big project, and there's a lot of members of the community involved.
Question, were you school district? Which school district? Crystal City. Oh, okay, that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, moving on, Mr. Larry Goodwin.
First, I want to thank you all for having this public hearing so everybody can have a good dialogue, and the fact that it's really encouraging to me to hear two communities communicating clearly with each other and working together, because that's how progress is made, is if we all work together. As you know, I've kind of got introduced to this project 20 months ago under that code name of Redbird, and I've learned a lot about a lot of people, learned a lot through the process, that knowing that this was a real possibility, and having been a lifelong resident of this community, literally lived here all my life, and own real estate in the city of Crystal City and the county. So I'm here to speak in favor of this, but I've learned the integrity of everybody that I worked with, because I got to be the guy that knew what everybody else was thinking, even though they didn't know what each other were thinking at times. But it was encouraging to me to stick with this, because I was wondering, well, did I really want to do this? It'd be help this project possibly come to this community. But I remember as a kid watching PPG at the shift changes, seeing thousands of people working. And I see this I see the same thing happening here in this community, a big boost for this community, this county, for the school district. And I just hope that this will get the support of the county and the city and all the people that are residents of this community, because it's going to be a good thing. And by the way, I have a lot of ties with the R7 school district. We built their new high school. My 3 kids went to school there, and appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hanley Cherry. Thank you, sir. Mr. Larry Sapal. You have the floor.
Mayor and council, thank you for having this tonight. I think it's very important. I feel this is a turning point for Jefferson County. This is the most important thing I've seen come up in this county. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to really help us. It'll give jobs here, good paying jobs. We need that. I've been here about 40 years, getting close to 40 years in business, and when I started, PPG went out. I said, good gracious. But this will be a big shot in the arm for the community here. And we need to do this. I think if we all work together, it's amazing what people can do if they work together. It's the key to a lot of things. So I'm on record to be 100+% for this, and I think we'll all look back when we get a chance to look back at this deal. We'll say, wow, thank goodness we did that. So I'll take my seat, and you know where I stand. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, James Britt, I don't know if that's correct. Oh, okay. We'll move on. Thank you. Andy Strokoff? Nothing? All right. I believe I have got everybody that has signed up. I will double check that real quick. Nobody has any other comments signed up? We're good. All right. I'll now ask that our applicant, if they'd like the opportunity to speak again. Hardy? Representative, anyone like to speak one more time?
I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the community for your support, not only tonight, but the previous 20 months, Mr. Goodwin, and hopefully in the future as well. We feel it and we appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, well, thank you for those of you who traveled to attend this public hearing to present this offer. I will go ahead, well, we're in our regular meeting already, so the public hearing for the 353, let me get my paperwork here. The public hearing for the Airport Road redevelopment area, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Public hearing. I just got to close, I don't need a motion to. All right, well, the public hearing is now closed then, we'll go on with our other meeting, so. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah, we can have 5 minutes. Do we need to take a break? Or, all right. I'll entertain a motion to take a 5-minute recess. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, 5-minute recess.
Hey. That's easy. Easy.
You don't want to read nothing else?
I wanted to read all the letters, but we only have one.
Yeah. I can
And
type
then he
one up.
said, no, we're not telling you.
You need a meet back. So last year the school called me up for a guest speaker for a career day, and they called me like at 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to be there at 9. I was like, okay, here we go, guys. There's like 160 kids in there. I'm like, I have nothing ready. My mouth is all dry. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, you just make them laugh. Yeah. Yeah. Really? It's a little warm. Jeez. Yeah, I know. You don't even fit there. Nice and warm. You look intimidating that way.
I know.
Okay. No, it's like in a good way. In a good way. Yeah.
Puff up his chest.
Flat. Dennis, how are we doing tonight?
Yeah, good thinking.
All right, we're going to start our regular meeting back up. Mary, that's you. Sit down. Hey, I know. We're just trying to... Oh, yeah. All right, thank you, guys. We're going to continue on. We are at our minutes. If you have a moment to look through these minutes, we had several last meeting. Go ahead and look through those minutes, and then I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for August 28th, 2023. We had several ordinances there to peruse through.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on those? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay. We have one public comment, was Mr. Gary Hellwig. He is out. He was wanting stop signs installed on Mississippi Avenue at 8th Street going north and south. Chief, Mr. Turner, if you could take a look at those. He's out of town, not going to be able to speak on it, but if you could take a look at that and get back with us on that, traffic impact, things like that. All right. Thank you.
My only thought on that, going north after school, would that make that really, really congested right in front of the library? Just my thoughts, right? First time I've seen it going.
He just mentioned, yeah, it comes out, when you're pulling onto Mississippi from 8th Street, you gotta go into the crosswalk possibly, and it's hard to see the cars coming through. But I figured if Chief can just take a look at it during a week or so. But my concern is the backup on when the buses leave, it's pretty congested through there anyway. There is a stop sign at the school, and then 3 houses down, that's where that other one would go, so. Anyway, a little more information from Chief and then our Public Works Director, Mr. Turner. Take a look at that. Thank you. All right. Moving on, check register and bills. Take a look at some of these. Our sales tax is going pretty good, and our use tax is nice as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to see the exact, what is it? Well, I just want to make sure. All right. Last month, or this current one is an additional $20,000 this month. And it should level off to $25 a month is what we're hoping for projected. Last month it was large, but it was from backdating Amazon and things of that. So it's gonna level off and give us some time, and then we'll be able to budget for that money, so. All right, well, I'll entertain a motion to approve that once everybody has a chance to look at the bills and the money.
Make a motion to approve check register, bills, financial report, and sales tax report.
Thank you. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on those? Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Committee reports, they're in your packet. We got our Public Works report in there. Give you a little bit of time to read that. Mr. Turner, you have anything to add additionally to your report?
I don't, we did, flush hydrants Friday night, no issues, we did have a water break today, but other than that, everything's going pretty good.
Did they find the water break they were looking for?
We found it, it's along the railroad tracks behind,
Oh, okay.
We isolated some more, or this afternoon, we'll come in the morning, I want to work on that other side in the dark.
Right.
So they'll be in at 5:30 or 6, and we'll start fixing it.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Mr. Sullivan's report is in there. Mr. Turner, I know this isn't on you, but you might have some information. Do we know when we're gonna start the pipe for the DNR at the pool?
It should be not this coming week or the following week. We're looking at the 14th, I think, if I can see that wrong, but I think it's like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right, perfect. I just want to stay on top of that DNR issue. All right. And fire department was busy as well. Chief Helms, have anything to add to your report?
Just let, Mayor and Council know, next Tuesday, we have National Night Out at Charlestown Park at 5:30 to 7. So if anybody would like to come out, it's a community event, annual event. So we appreciate anybody that has time to come. That's it.
Excellent. I'll see you there. All right. Let's move on to council liaison reports. Councilperson Fisher, Library School Board.
I have nothing new to add at this time.
Councilperson Schomburg for Park.
Lots of stuff, actually. At the Charlie Brown Park, they put up a new fence. There's actually 2 entrances now. The Hickey White Park, the blueprints for it are done. We just have not received them yet. So as soon as we receive them, we'll be opening that for bid. So, that's awesome. The pump burned out at the pond, the fishing pond, so, that's a new one's been on order. Backing up to the Hickey White Park, fire is going to be removing lumber, trees, stumps, and stuff for that project. The pool did really well. They have a new slide on order for that, so. And I believe all the leaks, everything was found and there were no issues, so.
Good. That's great to hear. Good deal. Sewage Commission, Mr. Turner, you have anything to add on that? Sewage Commission? Okay. Plan and Zoning, Mr. Friedmeier? Zoning Appeals?
There's been no activity.
All right. Levy Commission, Mr. Kemper? All righty. Public response, does anyone have any comments, concerns from the last council meeting? All right. Moving on. We have no old business, we have no new business, ordinances and resolution. I'll entertain a motion to read Bill 1924-2023 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the first reading of Bill 1924-2023 by title only, please?
A blighted area, approving the Airport Road redevelopment area development plan, approving a redevelopment agreement in connection with the development plan, and authorizing the city to enter into a redevelopment agreement and take certain other actions in connection therewith.
Thank you.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 1924-2023 on its first reading.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept Bill 1924-2023 on its first reading by title only. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'll entertain a motion for its second. Mr. Kemper has a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the second and final reading of Bill 1924-2023 by title only, please?
Bill number 1924-2023 on its second and final reading by title only, an ordinance designating certain tracts of land in the city of Crystal City, Missouri as a blighted area, approving the Airport Road redevelopment area development plan, approving a redevelopment agreement in connection with the development plan, and authorizing the city to enter into a redevelopment agreement and take certain other actions in connection therewith.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 1924-2023 on its second and final reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve Bill 1924-2023 on its second and final reading by title only. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'll poll the council. Councilperson Bradley?
Yes.
Councilperson Kemfer?
Yes.
Councilperson Ginever?
Yes.
Councilperson Friedmeier?
Yes.
Councilperson Fisher?
Yes.
Councilperson Schaumburg?
Yes.
Councilperson Massa? Bill number 1924-2023 now becomes ordinance 1924-2023. Is that correct, Madam Clerk? Thank you, ma'am. I'll entertain a motion to read Bill 1925-2023 on its first reading by title only.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on 1925? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the first reading of Bill 1925-2023 by title only, please?
Bill number 1925-2023 on its first reading by title only, an ordinance of the City of Crystal City, Missouri, authorizing the mayor, Mike Osher, to enter into a Transportation Alternative Funds Program agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for the Taylor Avenue Project, TAP-9901693.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 1925-2023 on first reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept Bill 1925-2023 on its first reading by title only. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Make a motion to read ordinance 1925-2023 on second and final reading by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, can I have the second and final reading of Bill 1925-2023 by title only, please?
Bill number 1925-2023 on its second and final reading by title only, an ordinance of the City of Crystal City, Missouri, authorizing the mayor, Mike Osher, to enter into a Transportation Alternative Funds Program agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for the Taylor Avenue Project, TAP-9901693.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 1925-2023 on second and final reading by title only.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve Bill 1925-2023 on its second and final reading by title only. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'll poll the council. Councilperson Bradley?
Yes.
Councilperson Kemfer?
Yes.
Councilperson Ginever?
Yes.
Councilperson Friedmeier?
Yes.
Councilperson Fisher?
Yes.
Councilperson Schaumburg?
Yes.
Councilperson Winkleman?
Yes.
Councilperson Massa? Bill number 1925-2023 now becomes ordinance 1925-2023. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. We will move on to City Administrator's report. You had that emailed to you. The printer was busy, almost catching on fire, printing off. So, it is emailed to you. As usual, it's Jason talking. Now, Mayor's report. Jason, you're doing fine. Mayor's report, I can't speak highly enough of our town and our people on Twin City Days and the recent things we're going through. We've done great. As a whole, I give Jason trouble, all of you. We've really stepped up and we've done a great job. It's something to be proud of. We went to conference, it was this month, but a couple of weeks ago, and I assure you, not all cities run as smoothly as we do. And it's a sense of pride that you should all have to be part of this. I know I do, and I just look forward to continuing and being part of great things. So, huge shout out to the fire and the police and the street crews for our Twin City Days. We had a great turnout, I thought. The cobblestone, I want to thank Mr. Fisher lining up those bands. I don't even know how that works, but it was a huge success. It brought a lot of people into our town, and it was a great time. So, that's all I have. And, we'll go to roundtable comments. Councilperson Bradley?
Yeah, I do, now that all the work's done. Daniel, you might want to answer this, 11th Street and Missouri Avenue, the wall, we'll circle back around to that.
We're still waiting for, Mr. Gray to come sign the documents. Once he signs them,
Still waiting on that.
the street department should be starting on here, we're just waiting for him to down to the.
How long has he been? Actually,
No, we amended them, and I just gotta run them over to him. I was under the impression we weren't starting that until October.
Yes, but once he.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. October's next week. I'll get it. I will have that signed this week, and, Curtis and them will be starting that, so. Councilperson Kemfer? Councilperson Ginever?
I don't have anything.
Thank you, sir. Councilperson Friedmeier?
I have nothing.
Councilperson Fisher?
I'd just like to reiterate the thanks for, all the support the Twin City Days. I get a certain amount of, credit for that event, but without the police and the street department, all the other people that really do the, hard work, it wouldn't go as smooth as it does. So thanks to everybody that had a hand in that.
Well, thank you. Councilperson Schaumburg?
Just to reiterate what everybody else has said, I'm proud to sit up here. I have a great group of people that I work with. Thank you to James Hardy for bearing with us and sticking in there. I'm super excited. I think we got a lot of good things coming our way, so that's it.
Thank you. Councilperson Winkleman?
Yes, I just want to apologize for my tardiness. Sorry if I missed anything exciting, but I was at the Crystal City softball team won tonight, so.
Well, that's a win. That's a win. All righty. Councilperson Massa? Absolutely. Treasurer Cherry, you have anything to add, sir? All righty. I want to end this on thank you. I appreciate everything that James Hardy has done and will do. I appreciate what the county has done. We have representatives here from the state. Thank you. Like, it does not go unnoticed. From the members of the community, again, thank you. From our seat to yours, we appreciate you guys showing up. So, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our regular council meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.